Okay, so we'll start recording now, so those that missed it. The questions, polls, attendees, see here, let me look here. So for the people that have the questions, I cannot find my screen for that. Bear with me 1 second here. There should be another screen come up, so when someone type it, just hit something in a message so I can find that screen. It's my fault. Sorry. Let's see here. Questions. There it is. Okay. There. Now I found it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Couldn't find that screen. I actually put it back into the folder and I didn't realize that. I always have it out so I can see it, so I can make sure I get y'all's questions. So as we go through this, if you have questions, feel free to ask. If you're a non-SpyBot user, you're welcome to ask. And if it is something that is more over your head and the SpyBot users would know, I welcome you to either contact me through email, set up a time we can talk, or you can just email me your questions. So the way the MOMO works is you have the green bars are the longs, the red bars are the shorts, and it really kind of depends on how you're trading. We have found the tick charts. I was trading on a 144 today, and it was actually working, but the way I was doing it, sometimes you'll have these two bars together. The new indicator update will make it where you have to have so many bars in between here before it will allow a trade, a signal. So not only is the bot going to be that way, but also the indicator. Now, when you're in chop, I mean, this right here is the end of the day, and it's usually not the best time to trade. So when you're during the daytime, you'll start seeing the bars spread out more. And just give you an idea of what kind of money, usually on the fast, it's about the middle of the bar is the entry. Not always, but most often that's where it is. So if you got in there and you played it down to the very bottom, which you know you wouldn't have got here, but if you played to the very bottom, that's $1,635 trade. So that will be your profit if you were, magical enough to figure out the bottom. Well, what I have done is I have included exits. So this yellow dot or orange dot would actually be about the middle. And so your exit is determined based on if you pick a slow or fast exit. I personally kind of like the slow exit because it keeps you in a trade longer, and it actually helps, I think, better. I think it's just better. But it's up to the user. The fast exit will get you out quicker and sometimes miss the move. When you're trading on a slower or a faster time frame, like a 144 tick or 30-second or something like that, your slow and fast exit is going to be about the same. So either way, right here, you're looking. I mean, if you're a magical, which we all know that we couldn't have got this trade, 1635, but this one we could have. The indicator would have got that. So when you're in a run like this and then it reverses, a lot of times when you see this orange dot, that's a good sign to let you know that you can possibly go the opposite direction. Excuse me, I'm tired. Had a long day. So on this one, you see that we have some that are closer. When you start seeing that these bars are closer, just don't trade them. And when you see like these two here real close together, this one right here would have been a loss. And if you'd got back in here, it'd been a loss again. But you can see the downtrend with it. A lot of times when you see this is going to be when it comes down straight down and then pulls back. A lot of times when that long hits, it's not a good long. And that's just something that over time you'll get acquainted with running the bots and also with running the indicator, either one. So they both work the same. It's just the only thing different between the bot and the indicator is the bot enters automatically. So since it hits the short, it'll automatically get in. A lot of times you'll get in a lot quicker. But you can see, like this one, we pulled back, we had the sharp, and then it took off. That's going to happen. What I suggest is, even with running the bot, is just to control your stop a little bit just to make sure that you're fine. If you enter, like on this one, it would have been about halfway, and the magical numbers would be 1185. What I have found is that usually, depending on what time frame you do, you can usually get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 per contract. On the bot, can you do only shorts or only longs so you can go with the trend? Yes, you definitely can. And I'm going to show you the bot here in a minute. The bot works exactly the same as the other bots. You'll have a long one, long only, short only, whichever. So like today, we knew that we were selling off quite a bit in the beginning, but we really chopped up all day. And today was a hard day for anybody to trade. If you made money during the day today, you were most definitely probably running a lower time frame. We did run, one of the bot users used the SpyBot MOMO on a 40 range NQ today and run on a fast, and I think it was a fast and a fast entry and exit with some different settings, and I will supply those over the weekend. But the bot ended up on 4 contracts, which is a $4,000 trade, ended up making over $6,000 today. And if you look in the lobby, you can see that they posted it. But this is on a 144 tick. It is going to a lot of times overtrade. What we have found is that the 40 range works pretty good. Today, of course, was not the best day because it was mainly sideways all day. There was no trend whatsoever. When you have a sideways action, I don't care what you do, you're really just better off to stay out. And if we look at this on a 1 minute, just to show you what it would look like all day, is we just went sideways all day. So when you're trading like this, when you have this big move, it's usually going to be a lot of accumulation, which is range. And it's a good time not to trade. Last night, we were getting ready for the CPI. When you have this big news events like that, we all know that, one, you're either going to get eat alive or you're going to make a lot of money just on that first part, and then it's over. Usually within a couple hours of the 8:30 movement of the news, you're going to have that. So I'm going to take you back on another day. Let's see here. We go back. Let's see here. Okay, this is yesterday, and I'm going to show you on the 40 range. Yesterday, it did approximately $6,000 running on the 40 range. It's what we run on. We open this up. You're going to have some of these right here. Now on the bot, what I ended up doing was putting a chop detector in here. So it's going to be able to detect this. And I thought I was going to have it completed today. And for the most part it is, but there was one other thing I'm going to add. So I will be releasing the bot tonight so that everybody can use it. But the chop indicator, or not indicator, but the chop function that I have inside the bot is not fully the way I want it, so that will happen on Monday. At 15:20 you get into the short, but after exit, will you go in on the way up at 15:20? So I missed your, I'm not really sure where you are, which day and what time. I missed that. So at 15:20, let's see, right there, you get into the long right away. You can just have your stop there ready to go, and then on this one, I would not get back into the long. Once you hit this one, you stop. I would not let it go long again. You can see that we're selling off, so to take longs, you're probably better off not to. And again, up here on the buttons, you're going to have a button that where you can just turn the longs off if you want. But now you could potentially miss a big long here. So, and I'm assuming this is the time frame that you're talking about right here. So yesterday it ended up, I let it run untouched, and I think it was like, correct me if it was over 6,000. I think it was 6,100 is where we ended up. And then today, untouched, run a little over $6,000 today as well. I believe that time frame was turned on at 9:30. It got eat up pretty bad there at the beginning, and then it ran all the way through to the close, and I believe it was a little over $6,000. So yes, you are going to have some bad trades. Nothing is going to be perfect. You've just got to kind of watch it a little bit. This is a new bot, so we are still testing some things on it, and I'm going to implement changes on it as we go. For the most part, it is a very good bot. This is not a bot that you're going to just turn on and let run all the time. You're not going to do it just with any other bot. There is no perfect bot that's going to run 24/7 and just make you all kinds of money. What we're trying to do is figure out the times and what kind of if it's in a trend day to where we're not going sideways like we did today. On a trend, it's going to make a lot of money. We really want the roller coaster effect. As long as we have the roller coaster effect, this is going to make a lot of money to do that. Is that $6,000 used in one? That was 4 contracts. That's what it was using. It was taking. Mine was taking 2 profit targets, 2 at one at another, and then a runner. And I believe that is the way the other gentleman run his today as well. So, I like to trade 6 to 9 in the morning. That's just my favorite time to trade. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then we're also going to show the open what it looks like. So 6 in the morning Eastern time is how I like to trade. So in this case, I would have got in this long here. And usually, like I said, it's usually about the middle of the bar. So there's $765. Right here, you could have made 220, so you probably realistically would have broke even there. This would have been a little loss right here, a little loss there. This one, you would have got a little bit of money there. But what you're looking for, you're not looking to trade this all day. What you want to do is you want to come in, get you 1, 2, 3 trades, and be done with it. When you're going through here like this, you can see that we're coming down. So when we're going down right here on this trend, you're going to want to take shorts. That's what you're wanting to do because we're not making higher highs. So you have to use some basic charting skills in order to use the bots or to manually trade the MOMO indicator just as well as anything. The one good part about it is the MOMO will get you in the trade a lot quicker than a lot of other indicators, and that helps you. So if you would have just taken the shorts here, you would have made some money here. And this one here, of course, you ended up making a lot at 21.45. If you would have entered the trade and stayed in until the exit, there's 1,500. So you'd be 1,500. This one, if you'd have stayed in at the exit, is 115. If you'd stayed at the exit here, you would have lost some money there. But once you come down, you want to keep your break even in there. This one here, if you would have stayed in, of course, you're not going to allow that to keep coming down, but you would have broke even. So what you want to do is, let's say you make $400 per contract. So these are one contract. So if you're making $300 or $400 a contract, if you're doing 4, then if you're at 300, that's going to be $1,200 per trade. So don't try to necessarily go for this whole run. Go in here, get your money, and wait on the next trade. And that's why you want to play this. Same. Okay, so Ranger 53, he traded at 15 points. Let's see, 2 at 15 points, 1 at 30 points, and a runner. That's how he traded. Can we just use MOMO by itself, or we need other indicators with it? You can use MOMO by itself. You don't have to have any other indicator. Now, one thing that I would suggest that actually works pretty good with it, to help you with an exit strategy is the mover. So if you go into the mover and use it, the mover will kind of help you, like if you close above the mover, maybe it's time to get out. So right here, this one would have, it closed right there, it come over, maybe you went ahead and put your stop up there, maybe you just took it as soon as it closed. There's still $940. $940 is a lot of money. If you're trading, if you want the size, if you went in 10 contracts, that's $9,400. One trade, you're out. These over here, when they start kind of pulling back on you, get out. Like this one here, when it comes down, maybe you put your stop right there, and that's a break even. But when it's coming down, you see a hammer right here. That's what that green one is. You know it's going to pull back. So right there's 135. My exit would have been right here. That's where I'd been out. This one over here, when this is coming down, we have this double and stuff. This has been a break-even trade for me. That's what I would have done. So even with the bot, I mean, you can turn the bot on and you can make the exit according to the orange dots if you want. There's things that you can do with it. But I do believe that just use your basic charting skills and move your stop. Don't let yourself go in the hole. If you see it starting to go up, don't let it just keep on going. Take a break even or maybe a small loss. There's always another trade. You don't have to get all your money right here. So if you have the mover on with the MOMO, I like it. I like it real well. So I'm going to show you a couple other things that you can use that I don't have on the website yet, but it's going to be there this weekend, is you can add your zone indicator. Now what I like about the zone indicator is it shows where your zones are. So by knowing where your zones are, see, like right here, we know that we were probably going to come up to it and then it's going to pull back. See, we didn't make it up to here, so we know that we're making the lower ones. Now, when this come down and it come down into here and pull back up, maybe you went ahead and took your profit right here. If you did, that's still a lot of money. Right there's $585. We're not trying to get rich on one trade. Only thing we're trying to do is make money on every trade. That's our goal. Whether it be $50 or whether it be $5,000, we're just trying to make some money on that trade. So if you have the zone indicator, which no one does yet, actually there's one person that's already bought it, but if you have the zone indicator, it lets you know your zones and it helps you out. You don't have to use any of these other indicators with it, but the more within reason that you have, the easier it's going to be for you to understand where you should be getting out. If I was going to pick one indicator out of all of these to run with a MOMO, it would be the mover. The mover is one of my favorite indicators, and it just lets you know once it gets in that trade and starts going, you just watch until your candle closes above it, and when it closes above it, get out. So in this particular case, you would either got out right here or right here. You do this one trade, you're done. You don't need any more. Now, timing it for this one trade over the others. Yes, there is, times it's going to be where, like one person that's commenting, he doesn't want to trade the London session because he's in California. With him being in California, being on the West Coast, it's hard for someone to get up because, London is 3 to 6 in the, or 3 to 9 is basically London for us. So for them, it will be midnight to 3 in the morning or 6 in the morning. So it's harder for them to do that. So they look for more of the U.S. Open. What we have found is that if you wait until roughly 9:40 to 9:45 Eastern time before you start trading the Open of the U.S. Open, you'll usually do better. So like on this one, it's 9:37. Once you start seeing, you have these up and down vertical bars. When you see those and they're close to each other, just don't trade. Wait for the first breakout, and then once we get some space in here, turn it on, unpause it, and let it run. So in this case, you would have been in right here. The most that you could have made is 1270. one trade, you're out. So what we're doing is we're waiting on these bars to clear out and get some space in between them. And when they do, and you get this one space, you're going to miss that trade. Hop in the next trade. If it is a loss and it immediately goes the other way, go ahead and let it go in that. But if it's a loss again, pause it, wait until we get some more space. So in this case, we come all the way down, and we would have entered right here again. The most you could have made is 265, so you would have probably got a break-even trade, or maybe you had your stop down here to where you could have weathered this out. With having the mover on there, the mover kind of lets you know that, hey, we're closing below. Maybe we get out for a break-even trade or not. If we do, we ended up getting another trade right here. So don't think you have to hold that forever. Just go ahead and get your break even, maybe make a little bit of money, and then you wait for the next trade. So this trade went all the way up to here. There's 24.40. So here's two trades, or actually three. One was a good one was a break even, maybe minor loss, and then you had a third good trade. So you don't have to get all your money in one trade. Here's three trades. This is the US Open. We have found that the US Open works really well because it has volatility in it, and you do want some volatility. But you want to trade, if you trade a 1 minute time bar, in 60 seconds, there can be 100 points. But in a range bar, like a 40, that's 40 ticks for every bar that there is. So if it starts going up, this is measuring price only. So if price keeps going up, these bars will keep on printing. And so on your range bar, it actually seems to help more to see the trend better, because like a tick bar is the amount of trades. So if it's had a million, or say it's a 144 tick, it has to have 144 trades before it will go to a new candle. On the range bar, it's measuring on price only. So if the price never moves outside of this 10 or this 40 ticks, which is 10 points, if it never moves out of here, you won't get another bar, and this may last for an hour. But it's going to stay in this area. So these are not measured in time, so it actually helps you as far as the trading with the MOMO bot. It actually does better. All right, I'll answer that question. So this is how this part works. So now you're asking, how do we do the MOMO bot with it? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this off the chart, and I'm going to clear out that, and I'm going to show you the MOMO bot. So what we'll do is go in here, go to strategies, and we're going to add the MOMO bot. Now the MOMO bot, you have your entry. You can pick your slow or your fast entry, whichever one you want, which we've gone over before on the indicators and so forth. But in another video for the tutorial on SpyBot, I'm going to make one that won't be live, and I'm going to go over more detail about what the slow and fast can do for you. Right now I want to show you what the functions are, and then how to kind of get through it, and how to put it on your screen in order, or your chart, in order to know how to use it. So you've got your slow and fast. So I'm going to pick my fast, and this is the chop enabled. So this would be bars between the signals. So you know how we had like a red bar here, and then we had a green bar or another red bar? Well, there has to be so many bars. These right here, these are bars. It has to have so many of these between it before it will allow another signal. The problem with it right now that I wasn't thinking about, that's this will hold it out. So if you put 7 bars, it will let it go in a trade on the 8th bar. And what I wanted to do is have a different signal. So I've got to fix that, and that'll be on Monday. I thought I had everything worked out today, but I didn't. I'm going to release this today, but right now you're better off not to use the chop feature until I get a new update on Monday. So if you don't want to download it, that's fine. But if you want to download it, run it in playback and such, and try to get an idea of how to use it, then you can. So the MOMO parameters, you have a 20 and a 50. The lower the number, the faster it's going to trade, the more chop it's going to take. The higher the number, the less trades it's going to take, and the less chop you're going to have within reason. Then your exits, you've got a slow and a fast. So if you're looking to go with something that, how we were looking at some of these, and it would say like one orange dot would be here and another one would be up here. Well, the first one is going to be the fast, and it's going to get you out of the trade quicker, and it works off of different signals, which is proprietary. I can't even say it. So I won't go into the details of what it is, but it'll be faster. So the fast one might be right in here on this pullback, and then the slow would actually wait until it goes out through here and then get up in here. So your fast would probably be right over in here. Your slow might get you out here. So the fast is here, the slow's up here. So the slow may get you in the trade longer, but it's also going to make it where you're going to have more of a pullback on it, where the slow will get you out maybe a little too late instead of being up front, being faster. So I hope that makes sense. Then you have, I'm not going to go over all these because this is in every bot that we have. I don't really think that using the shaker parameters and the moving average and VWAP and all that is necessary on this, because these signals are actually finding a lot of the edges, and I don't really think this is the ideal thing to use. But I put them in here for now because some people may want to use them. Just because I don't think they should work don't mean that they don't always work, because sometimes people will find stuff like the shaker mover combination. That was, due to users of the indicator that found that. So we have a candle stop option in here. So it's under trail stop, and you go into candle stop. When you pick that, you're going to have your initial stop that you can have. So, maybe it's a 45 tick or whatever you're going to do. You would change that. And then you have one that's closed and a higher low close. So I'm going to go over that right now. So let's just take we're going to take this one here, and we're just going to say that you have a entry right here. I don't know where the entry is, but we're going to say the entry's right here. Now we're going to have a stop. And let's just say your stop is right here. The settings will be shared in the settings on the website. I won't share settings here. This is a public live stream as well. So there's some things I won't share here, but I will share the settings and so forth in the website. So let's just say that you have your stop here. Your enter here. When this bar closed above that one, this will go to here. And then when this bar here closed above this one, your stop will go here. And it'll just keep on going. So this one closed above there, so our stop is going to be at the bottom of this candle. When this one closed below, the stop doesn't move. When this one closes below this one, the stop don't move. And it keeps on going until we get a close above. This one never closed above that, so our stop stays here. When this one closed above this one, our stop now moves to here. This is called the higher lower close. So as it, and the reason it's high low is because if it's going higher, it has to be higher, and if it's shorting, it would have to be lower. And that's why it's called the high low close. So on this one, as the candles close above the previous one, it'll just keep on going up. And it keeps right on going up till this one here. Actually, it would be this one. And what this does is create you breathing room. Now, if you have the other one that just said close, which if we go back into it, if we come down here, we got higher, lower, close. That's what we're doing now. If you put it closed only, then what will happen is every time a bar closes, it'll move up. So like on this case, it would move here, then there, here, here, there, and then when this red one closed, it would be there, and that would stop you out right there on that green one. So that would close you out sooner. Whereas if we did it the other way, this is going to keep on going from here, and then it's going to be to there, there, there. So we would actually get closed out here. So if this was the entry, that would be one trade. And if we do the higher lower close, then we'd make double the money. So you can choose whichever trail stop you want with that. Now if you want, you can choose a trail stop that we normally have, which is the ATR or the tick trail. Those are in our bots already, and you already know how to use those. This was a little bit different. And then you can also use a MOMO exit. Now what is a MOMO exit? So we choose the MOMO exit. Then we're going to have slow and fast. These are the orange dots. Okay, so if you're going to choose the slow, and let's go ahead and put the MOMO indicator back on. It's easier to show the indicator than it is the bot. So let's say that we have the exit 1, which is actually slow. This is the slow one. And this will be changed. I've already got the indicator for it, but I'm not going to release it until I fix that chop enabler, because I put the chop in on this indicator as well. But until I recode that Monday, I'm not going to release it. So let's just say that you were fast and you had an exit of slow. So right here, and that was a pretty good guess, our entry is going to be about right here. Now if we did the chop or the candle close, it would be here. If we did the higher low, it would be here. And if we do the MOMO exit, you would be right here. So the MOMO exit in this particular case made more money because it just kept on going until it was there. Now let's change this. We know that it's right there. Okay, so we can see this orange dot right here. Now let's go ahead and change it to an exit 2. And the exit 2 put us right here. Okay, so right there was the second one, and right here's I'm sorry, this is the first one, this is the second. Now you're asking, why did we change our signals? Well, when you have a fast exit, the next signal that you have for a long is going to go ahead and happen. So a lot of times you will find out that your slow exit will actually keep you out of a lot more chop, because like this right here, this would have been a losing trade. And then you would have had a winner right here. But now let's go ahead and change it back to the other. So watch these 2 dots here and where your 2 lines are. Let's see, now it puts you back in a short. It puts you short here. If you went by the orange dot, it would have got you out. But if you were mainly trading, you would have probably stayed in this trade. Okay, so they're showing 2 trades there, but you more than likely would have stayed in it. Do you have a time filter to limit trades? A time filter, you mean like a time of day? Yes, I do that. There's a time filter for that. Is that what you're referring to? Okay, yeah. All of the standard parameters are built into the bot. Your session P&L. So if you just want to say, I don't want to lose more than X amount, or I want to make X amount, whichever one hits first, it'll shut off. It does that. And then your time filters, let's say you want to trade from 3 in the morning till 6 in the morning, or 6 to 9, or whatever you want to trade, you can do that as well. I don't ever really recommend someone just to turn a bot on at certain times, because just because I like to trade 6 to 9 don't mean the market's going to allow me. So sometimes the market, just take for instance this morning. This morning, when I like to trade, let's see what it looked like. So right here, it actually would have played out. I would have made money on it. I didn't get out of bed this morning till late. I was so tired. I didn't get out of bed until probably 8 o'clock this morning. So I missed all this here. The main move right here, I missed it. Where if I'd have been up, would I have traded in here? I'm sure I would have got one. 6 o'clock is usually where I like to trade. So this one here, I would have got that move. Yeah, that one, actually, let's see, there's 611. I probably would have taken that, and I would have lost a little bit, probably $100 or so. And then this one here, I would have made the 770. At this point, I trade larger contracts, so this one right here, I probably would have just been done. I could have made all the money I needed right here. If not, then you would have this one here. I'd had been tight on the stops. And then this one, when we went up and then had another short, this looks like it would be a good one. Turns out to be a loss, probably around $140 or so. At this point, I would probably just quit because our bars are close to each other. And then when this one opened up and we had more space, I would take the next one. So the next one, when this one opened up and started pushing up, I probably would have lost a little there, and then boom. So, but usually this right here is a little bit of chop, but you got to look at your charts. You can't just trade blindly. This one right here is a perfect short. That's what it's telling you, because we're making lower highs every time. When you're making the lower highs, just don't take those longs. Take your shorts. This one right here, would I have taken it? I probably would have, because it could have broke out over that. But after this one, I would definitely be taking the short. And, as far as taking the short, if you're in this, just because you're in this don't mean you have to get out here. You can stay in that if you wanted. Like on this one here, when this is coming down, it pulls up. You're always going to have these little pullbacks. And then when you start going through here, this is accumulation. So this is more than likely going to take off, which it did. They accumulated, pushed up, come right back down into it, pushed up again, right down into it again, and pushed up. So you just got to look and see what they're actually doing. Your accumulation is either going for long or short. You just have to figure it out. And right here, it looks like it was going to go short. And that was a bear trap is what this was. At 7:45, you have an exit and right away a long, so we'll immediately get in. Yes. Sometimes there is an exit and an entry on the same candle, like this one right here. Different time from what you said, but it's the same thing. So your exit, this orange dot, was the exit for this one right here. And this is actually an exit and entry at the same time. That can happen. It sure can. Because a lot of times you'll get out and immediately get in another trade. It will happen. It's not always going to have an orange dot here and then a long there. It'll sometimes be on the same bar. So let me show you what let's see if I go back over into here. This is some settings. These are nothing to write down or anything because they're just numbers I put in here. But it has a pause on startup like the others. And you can do historical. The only problem with the historical, one thing I did not mention, and I need to, is this thing has 2 different ways or 3 different ways you can trade. By default, it is on each tick. On each tick, historical does not work. It will show a different entry than what it would in live. So like on this one right here, the tick is probably about right here, but on historical, it's going to show it right here because historical works on bar close. So on this particular one, historical is not going to be accurate if you try to do any back testing or whatever. It's just not going to work for you. Really, the best testing that you can do is run on a live sim, which is what I've been doing, and run on a live sim, and that will allow you to be able to see what the trades are, let you know what's kind of working out for you. Ranger 53 run, I don't know how many charts. There's a lot of charts today. Um, Maybe 6 or 9 different bots that he run today, just checking different time frames and so forth. So by doing that, it actually helped out as far as knowing some different ranges. 40 range seemed to be the best. But on each tick, that's what I do, and that allows me to get in the trades a little bit quicker. If you put it on bar close, by doing that, it will make you get in the trade and after this bar closes, which actually will work out for you. So by doing that on the bar close, it will delay your entry a little bit, but at the same time, it'll sometimes make your entry safer. So this is something that we haven't done in the past on the bots. We've always just traded on bar close, but this one you can do both. So that's one thing I didn't mention. So let me turn on the bot. Of course, it's not trading right now, so it's not going to do anything but show you what it looks like. And if we go in here, turn the indicators off, this will show the settings that we have in the bot. This particular one, I mean, we can mainly draw them out. Someone mentioned earlier, can we turn longs off and shorts off? Yes, you just click on that. Now it will only do shorts. And if you turn that on and turn this one off, it will only take longs. Your stops, you can click through, go from candle to tick to ATR. If you do that, you need to make sure that you have your stops set up inside the bot ahead of time, because if you turn this to tick and you didn't set up your tick, it's going to do whatever the default settings are. So you need to make sure that you're good there. Sometimes on tick, you can get both a long and a short signal on the range bar. Yes, you can, if it has an exit. You have to have an exit before you can get another signal. So like right here, we had an exit off of this one, and then we had a long, but we can't get another long or short until we have an exit. So the indicator works as a strategy in itself. You're going to be able to have multiple entries, but you have to have an exit first. If you have the slow exit, it's sometimes going to be less chop for you. It's just going to vary depending on the trading day. MOMO is going to work best on a like a roller coaster event. You know, if you've got something that's just kind of moving along decent, it's going to work better. If you have something that's just kind of going sideways, I don't care what bot, manual trade, or whatever, it's not going to work. So you still have to control that. So like I said earlier, just because you like to trade 6 to 9 in the morning, don't mean that's when it's going to trade. Also, what we're looking for is we're looking to get in here, get one pretty good trade, and shut it off and go about your day. You don't want to trade all day. You just want something that's going to get you in on the signal a little bit quicker, and that's what the bot's going to do for you. What questions do we have? Any more? I'm trying to cover everything. As soon as the bot's enabled, we put this function in. It's called pause. And what would happen, sometimes we would load the bot and it would immediately get in a trade and we weren't even ready for it. So we put this in to where the bot will not trade until you reach up here and unpause it. I have loaded these bots and forgot to unpause it and wanted to know why it wasn't trading. So this one right here, one thing we found is between about 9 o'clock, which this is 8:57 Eastern time, from about 9 o'clock to about 9:35 to 9:40, somewhere through there, is the best not to trade, because that's when you're going to get a lot of back and forth on it. So we try not to trade during those times. There's some bots that trade really good then, like Super Trend trades really good at the open. but this is not a bot that you want to trade then. Another thing that we found today, we didn't know it until today, is the bot does not trade when you have like the news events that we had this morning. So let me go over here and show you what it looked like. The mover bot is best for those like CPI news event we had this morning. Let's see here, right? Okay, see how we come down and we immediately pull back up? This was a loser, and we had a winner, and we had a loser, then we had a winner, we had a loser, winner, winner, and then we had several losers in here. So when you have that volume that is coming through off of a news event, this is not the bot to run, because this bot is looking for the roller coaster. It's not looking for the just back and forth motion. Are you finding range bars are a viable option when using your products? Mark, I have never used range bars at all until I've been trading them for the last week. And I find I don't know. I know what they are, how to use them and stuff, but I haven't used them with other bots in order to know if that is the bot or the bars for my products. Now I know that MOMO with the NQ, the 40 works really well, and I know that the 10 works really well on the ES. So that's what I have been finding out that is working better. I've never used range bars before. There was a gentleman in our group that he always uses range bars, and I don't know if he does now or not, but I never used them. I never even thought about using them until he came into the group, and that's Otto. I'll mention him, but I never used them until he started doing it or talking about it, and then so we've just kind of gradually looked into more of the range bars to see how they would work with my product. So I don't know about all of them, but I do like the range bars a little better because you know what your points are per bar, and it's only looking at price. And really, what we're looking for is that roller coaster effect. And a range bar is easier to find that roller coaster than, say, a tick chart. So let's say we go to a tick. Everybody knows I like a 144 tick. So if you go to the tick bar, yes, you do have some good trades in there, but the tick is only based off of how many times it traded per bar, 144 trades per bar. And it really doesn't show volume per se, and it doesn't show price. And when we're looking at trading, we're really looking at price. We're not looking at the, volume and such is important, but we're really looking for the price. Because if the price starts falling, we want to go short. If the price is starting to go up, we want to go long. So I think the range bars find price better than anything that we've actually traded. So hopefully that answers your question. I know it's a little bit vague, but I hope it answers your question. There were a lot more trades not shown on historical during the news event. Yeah, during the news event at 8:30, there was a lot more trading that actually happened than what we're seeing here, and it's like what I mentioned earlier. Your historical is not going to be the same as live. So when you go back and look, and you now for the most part it's the same, but if you go into something where it has a lot of volume, then it's not going to be the same. But if it's just like normal roller coaster day, then it's usually about the same. Like right here, we had this big old drop. This big old drop coming down was fine. But when we went in here, there was more trades right through here that's not showing that actually happened. Because I had the bot turned on and let it go. And yes, this right here, it picked that up and it was great. But when it got through here, there was just a lot of bars that went through here. that it don't show right now. Now, if you're going to do it on the bar close, it should show them. But if you're doing on each tick, it's not going to always show them. So do we have any questions? Any more questions? I think I covered everything pretty good. One that we looked at is 233 tick. Let me turn the bot off because the bot slows it down what we're looking at, and turn the indicator on. There's a lot of people making a lot of money with MOMO. One particular gentleman, he's making approximately $10,000 a day trading it, and he's trading I think he's trading 5 contracts at a time. I think that's what he's trading, 5 NQ. So if we do the fast and the fast, this is the 233 tick. And actually, let me go back into, if I trade this on bar close, that'll give us a little better what it's doing. The on bar close is generally pretty close. Any thoughts for evening time, or is this too slow for movement? You really need a good roller coaster. That's what you need. It will work during that time frame. Like, let me just go back here and just find a time, so you don't know I'm not cherry picking it. So right here is a evening. That's on 233 tick. So let's go to. Actually, I don't know this to be a fact, but I would say probably a minute chart would work better in the evening. I'm guessing. 9 minutes not going to be good. So let's just go to maybe like it's probably going to be a 20 or 30 range. It's what it's going to be for that time frame. Let's see here. And again, I'm just guessing here. Let's see here. Evening would be over here. So right there's the evening time. You will have a few losses since you can't tell when a chop starts to develop right. Yes. And that's why I was saying, as long as you're spaced out, you're fine. But when you start getting close like this one, that's chop. And you just don't want to trade the chop. Just pause it and just wait. You are going to miss the first trade, but that's fine. But when you see that we're coming down like this and we have this first loss here, let it take the short, because it's probably going to be okay. When it comes down, maybe you don't let it take the long and you just let it take the next short. This one right here, so we're on bar close, so we'll just do that. So you're looking 375, 925, and 915, and there's 400. So you still got some money there. This one here, you probably would have broke even if not lost a little bit. You wouldn't have lost much, but you would have lost. So if you would have traded from, this is at 1850, the first trade was actually, you wouldn't have taken this one because this was right out of the gate. You would have taken this one and that one and this one, that one, this one. I would have also taken this one here. You wouldn't have got 235. You probably would have honestly probably broke even. And then when that pulled down, it came down, and it keeps on coming down. I probably would have taken that and lost a little bit. So at that point, we're going sideways here. Maybe you stop. But quite honestly, say you made 200 here, you broke even, you made 800 here. So there's 1,000. 300 there is going to be 13. And then you got another, say, $800 here. There's $2,100. You don't need to trade anymore. Don't get greedy with your trading. When you hit a good lick, and let's say your goal was $500 a contract, you're done on basically this one and these three right here. You'd be done. If it's $1,000, you'd be done right here, and that's per contract. So we're not talking about 10 contracts. We're talking about one contract. Any more questions? So it does work in the evening time as long as you have movement. You want price movement. That's what you're looking for. You want the roller coaster. If you've got a decent little roller coaster, then you're going to be fine. Now, how much of a roller coaster do you want? Well, this one right here is 506, and this one is 546. So if you've got about 40 points of roller coaster, and a roller coaster, I mean, it's here. We come down, we come back up, we come down. If you've got about 40 points or more, you're going to do pretty good. 40 points on NQ is not very much. And if you're trading in the, if you can honestly see that we are trending down, just let it take the shorts. Like one person suggested, you reach up here, turn your longs off, and just let it keep on taking the shorts. You may miss a good long, but you're probably going to get another short coming behind it. This one right here is a good example. This one right here is a very good long, $915. But look at that short. If you just waited, you could have got $1,500. Don't take that long. Go ahead and take this one here. And this is going to be a break-even trade, but you still got it. If you come down and don't go very far, it's probably going to go long. So let's say you did take this long. There's 380. Of course, you're not going to get that. We double topped right through here. Use your basic charting skills. And when it goes up, just draw your line there. Have it already ready. So when you go up, you know that right there is the top. You go up, you don't hit it, and it starts pulling back. Let it take the short. So on this one, you're going to have your short all the way down to here is 1255. The main thing is that you need a good entry. And MOMO will put that good entry in for you, but you still need to use basic charting skills to be the most money with it. You don't want to just turn a bot on and walk away and go to work or whatever. I never tell anybody to do that. As if you're in a long position and you get 2 red candles, it gets you out of the trade and vice versa. It has nothing to do with it don't even know the candles exist. MOMO don't care about those candles. It's not trading candles. Trade something totally different. The candles are just there. The only thing that the candle has anything to do with is if you have it set on bar close, it would have to wait for that bar to close. One person asked the other day about a Ninja Renko, and I cannot remember. I think it was like a 3013 or something. I can't remember. It will trade based on the Renko bars. It will trade that. So, you got the short here, it comes down, and you can see it's not trading right off of the edge every time. This one so happened to be there. But this one right here, traded there. On bar close to be there. There's 415. This one here was here. There's 285. This one, you probably would have lost some money. This one would be here. And this one would be there. So you can trade this on Unirenko. It doesn't matter what you trade with. You can trade it on. Let me put the Mike and Ashley in there. I don't trade this, but let's see here. Let me take some of these out. This is the Hashi, and you can see the trades on it. This one, let me reload the historical. I guess it's just those bars. Oh, it's a 5 minute, that's why. So if we go to a 1 minute, I don't ever use that. I forgot it was a 5 minute. But these are time bars, and a time bar, in my opinion, is not something to trade MOMO with. I don't think you should trade time because you have this. It's hard telling where you would have got in. I wish I'd been short right up here, and I almost did it and just went for a gamble. Almost did, because that's 319. It went up to So you got, it's only 13 points. So you could have put a 15 stop on it right above there and trade it out. The way it was going sideways, but how it was going up with CPI and the way the news events goes and stuff, I honestly thought that it would probably take off. So I didn't get in. I wish I would have. Just if you would have got in, let's just say you got in off of that candle there, just to here is $5,500 one contract. That's what news events do for you. The mover bot would have been perfect for this. The mover bot, in my opinion, is the best bot to run on news events. The mover bot is. It will jump you in the trade right now. So I really believe that the mover bot, and run on each tick, not on bar close, on each tick. That one does really well. Any questions? Settings, I'm going to make another video about that, and I'm going to post it in the bot. It probably won't be tonight. My wife just got home, and I haven't seen her all day, so I'm probably going to go hang out with her for a while. I'll do that tomorrow. The bot, I'll get that installed tomorrow. Just remember the chop feature will not be able to be used until I change something on the code, which will be on Monday. But your bot will still work without it. You'll just have to manually watch this. Once I get this done with the chop feature, then you're going to like it because it's going to find this for you and not trade it. And it'll have to wait for one more opening like this. And when it has an opening, then it would happen. It would trade on the next one. So if we go back to the 40 range, so one, it would have taken this short. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have taken that long. These right here would not have entered. None of them. It would have entered any of those. It would have entered this long. So it would have canceled all these out. We had a lot of people in here tonight. I think I'm going to have to up my membership a little bit so I can allow more people in. We were almost at the limit today. Any questions? I hope I answered everybody. If you have any questions at all, you can always go to my website and you can, let's see here, I'll show you where you can go. One thing this weekend, I'm getting a new website, and so things are going to change. The back end's not going to change. You won't have any trouble with your user information or anything, so that'll be fine. SpyBot Auto Trading Bot, if you're wanting to lease it, you better be doing it before midnight tonight, or else you're going to be paying more money. Because once I told everybody that once I upload the MOMO bot, the price is going to go up. It's $1,200 right now. It's going to $1,500, and that's going to be at midnight tonight. If you sign up for the $1,200, you'll stay on the $1,200. Every month it'll stay there until you cancel or expire. Then you'll just continue to pay that. $1,200 is a very small price to pay for how much you can make on this. Just taking this one trade right off the bottom, there's your more than your lease, and that's for the whole month. So all the other trades are yours for free. The rest of the month is yours for free. $1,200 is a very small price to pay for what I have here. Here's another one right there. More than a month's lease. This one right here, almost, it's what, over half. So the bots work good. You're going to have access to all the bots. It's not just this one. And we have settings and so forth for each one. We will be going back and testing some of the bots under the range bars. Start looking more at that. I do think that the NQ40 range is probably the sweet spot for NQ. I think it does real well. Another thing, I'll show you this. Someone mentioned about ES, and that's an RTY. I haven't tried it on RTY. It'll work on it, but I haven't tried on it. So that's where I had the bot turned on, I think. ES, just to give you an idea, and you can see I didn't cherry pick this. There's $1,200. And I'm taking it at the most conservative because I'm going off of there. Here, this one would have been, you know, a loss there. This one, a winner. So there's a lot of money here, a lot of money you can win, and this is the end of the day. If we take this one back to when I like to trade, of course, this morning was not the best time because of the CPI coming, but just to give you an idea, yeah, you could have made some money in here. See this one here, you have actually entered right there, and here, and I know I'm missing some of these, but just to give you an idea, I'm just flipping through it. There's your monthly lease. Is there any lag on the MOMO signals? None. None. There's no repainting. Nothing repaints, no lag. As soon as the signal happens, the green bar comes in, the arrow's there, and it stays until you get an orange dot. There's no lag. None. No repainting. Also, something I didn't mention, and you can, if you don't want the bots and you just want the MOMO indicator, right now it's $800 and a month. And let me go over here. That's actually, I didn't mention that, but that's going to 1,000 tonight at midnight. So if you want the MOMO, type in MOMO and it will come up. My internet's a little slow where I am right now. It's 800 a month tonight, goes to 1,000. So if you're going to do it, you need to do it before midnight. If you type in MOMO to find it. You don't have to have the bot. You can trade the MOMO manually. The CL oil, it works great. I looked at it. Matter of fact, I traded NG last night, natural gas. I was trading natural gas. I don't know the time frames that you need to use on CL because I just don't trade it. So I don't know yet. Here's the 40. Give you an idea from here to here. And again, I didn't cherry pick this. I just poured it up and there it is. Let's just say you went to the, I'm just taking to the high of them. And naturally you probably would have stayed in that. But this is just where you would be. There's 2,800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,800, and 600. No losses there. That is around midnight, in yesterday evening and midnight. So now on this one, this gives you an idea of how the range bars work. Oil didn't move much in price. It stayed pretty close to the price for like 2 days. This is January or June 8th, and this is June 9th. So CL kind of, I mean, you could have got in. It would have taken forever to get that trade. That's the 10:58 to 13:11. So you're looking, what, 5 hours is this trade? Yes, I just showed on ES. I have not run a bot on ES, no. But I just showed you how it would work. I don't have the settings on it yet. I think a 10 range works good on ES. A 10 and a 12 both work pretty good. A lot of people are using the MOMO indicator. I've been using it for a week. There has been a substantial amount of money being made using this indicator. So if you don't want the SpyBot, that's okay. You can lease the MOMO indicator and it will do what you need to do. The only thing different is you only get the MOMO indicator, where SpyBot you get all of the bots. So you get all of the indicators, so to speak, when you use the bot. You don't have to lease any others. Any other questions? It works on everything: gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, NQ, ES. If you have the kinetic feed, data feed, and you got it connected to your your TD Ameritrade or something, you can use this on stocks. It doesn't have to be futures. You can use it on anything you want. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to end the stream. If you got any questions, let me know. Thank you, Young Fab. She's in the house tonight. So I hear you're looking at MOMO. Word gets back to me. So hope everybody was able to use this. If you need to talk to me, not tonight, I won't talk tonight, but I will tomorrow. And if you need to talk to me, just send me an email off the website. That is right up here. Contact us. And if you've got my email, it's sales@spymoneyllc.com. Send it direct, or you can do it here. I get both messages. It don't matter which one you send it to. So that would help you. But need anything at all, let me know. I'm going to try to take a little break this weekend. Monday, I'm going to do one of two things. I got to talk to my wife about it. We're either going to go back to our house in South Carolina, because I'm in Ohio now, our house up here. I'm either going to go to my house in South Carolina, or I'm going to be heading down to Florida, and I'm going to meet up with Fish. He's going to buy me a burger and beers. He said a beer, but he's going to buy me beers. That's what he's going to buy. I've never met Fish, and looking forward to it. But I'm going to be in the area where he lives, and there's a couple other people down in that area I'm going to visit. There is a chance that I'm going to go over to West Palm Beach after that, and then come up, and there's another Spy Money product user that lives up in Melbourne. So I may even stop and see them. But anyway, if y'all need anything, let me know. And y'all have a great night.